What is up YouTube? So it has happened that my normal editing home laptop has broken down, and in the meantime I've received a, so to say, basic budget level replacement laptop to work on, and I decided why not use the opportunity to actually make a review of it, because normally people don't review these budget segment laptops because they are, well, to be honest, uninspiring. Well, in this video we're gonna take a look at the Asus VivoBook 15 model number X512. You see, the common theme between these budget level laptops is that they're not the most stylish ones. They use very basic components, and their main purpose is to be your home laptop on which you do some internet browsing, some YouTube video stuffs, maybe some downloaded movies to watch on, and work on documents and Excel files. That's basically what they are meant for. Now, this particular laptop costs in the region of around 500 euros and comes in a variety of specs. The lower models come with an Intel i3 processor, with a higher tier comes with an Intel i7 processor, and the range of it, which it spans, comes from the older models of the 8th generation to the newer Ultrabook models of the same 8th generation. The RAM on these things is not shabby either. Usually it is around 8 GB of DDR4 memory. The hard drives are ranging from 250 gigs SSD up to a combined 250 SSD with 1 TB hard disk drive. And usually the graphic card on this is an integrated Intel graphics card. On the test unit, it is actually the Intel 620 graphics card. There are some specs in which you can get a dedicated video card, which is the Nvidia MX130. Now, I didn't put this laptop through its paces like I normally would on the channel, because the test unit is actually an Intel i5 processor with an integrated Intel 620 video card, 8 GB of RAM. Now, that is actually quite sufficient for your everyday use. The battery on this thing is a 37 watt-hour battery, which lasted me about 5-6 hours on average use, with a screen brightness set on 80%. And if we're talking about the screen, then this actually was a bit of a letdown in this computer, because it uses a very basic TN panel, which is full HD though, but the viewing angles are actually quite terrible. The screen brightness is okay, and we can't really talk about any proper color calibration because this is, as I said, a very basic panel. Another drawback on this machine that I could think of is that the keyboard is not backlit, although it is a full keyboard. But again, as you can see, it has a cramped in numpad, where actually my 3 fingers that usually would operate this numpad are wider than the numpad itself. I have to say and give credit to Asus for making this laptop from very good polycarbonate materials, and the plastic chassis does not actually hold any fingerprints on it. As you can see, I'm actually trying quite hard to leave any fingerprints on it, but I'm failing. And that's a good thing, because you don't have to actually worry on how to keep this laptop safe, which on my actual laptop is a big worry, because the glass surface on it leaves fingerprints instantly. Now, the trackpad is a Windows Precision one. It's not a glass trackpad, but it's actually quite good and responsive. The typing on the keyboard is very mushy. I would even say that it feels like the keys are actually kind of worn out, judging by how way too easy it is to press them. If we talk about the port selection, it is decent. It has a USB 3.1 first generation, an HDMI, a USB Type-C, audio jack, and a micro SD card slot. On the other side, it's equipped with only 2 USB 2 ports. The fan noise on the machine is not the loudest, and the ventilation is quite good. This laptop also prides itself for having Asus renowned ergo lift hinge, which slightly rises the keyboard to give you a more ergonomic typing position. But again, on this keyboard I actually didn't notice that, because whilst you're typing on it, your palms are actually rested on the keyboard, so you don't feel that in real life as distinctly as in some other Asus models. The sound on this laptop is loud, but not good. Kind of sounds like the sound is going through a tin box rather than directly out of the chassis. Could have been better. Overall, I have to give this laptop a solid 7 because it looks more expensive than it actually costs. The drawbacks were the panel, albeit it has the nano edge design, meaning the bezels are very narrow around the edges. Nevertheless, the panel is not the best one. And a semi-point deduction for the sound quality. Yes, it is done by Sonic Master, but it doesn't sound as rich or as good as in some higher end models. Some of my friends to whom I actually gave this laptop to check it out said that it looks and feels more like a 700 or 800 euro laptop rather than a 500 euro laptop. As you can see, it is a very basic laptop. As I said, normally nobody really does any reviews on this because these things are not inspiring, but they're not intended to be very flashy in design or have some very cool new features. It packs the very basics that you need for home usage and is basically very similar to what other manufacturers have to offer, such like Dell, Lenovo, Acer, HP, you name it basically. And as always, thank you for watching the video. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it, and see you in the next one. Goodbye!